All right, so I'm a little bit early. I was a little bit too fast with switching things off, but hello, welcome, hello everybody. How are you doing today? For me personally, I'm still okay. No issues here, no coronavirus. At least that's not what I know about. So I feel quite okay. I do have a cough, so now and then, but that has been going on for like I don't know, 4 weeks or so. So I'm not really that worried about it yet, although I am really worried. Don't get me wrong. I am definitely worried about the coronavirus, and I hope that you guys are also safe. I do see a lot of people joining today, so welcome, welcome. Rudy from Belgium, he says, good evening. It's a fantastic evening. Well, let me just say for the Belgian people that are joining, you guys, you were right. The Netherlands was not really that strict if it came to the lockdown, and starting tonight, it's going to be different. So we're going to talk about that also a little bit because it has a bit of a relationship to the content that we were talking about. Peter Linders, he is asking, what are you going to talk about today? Well, I'm going to talk about a tool that will help you to stream directly from a professional grade camera and professional grade audio. And it's especially important these days when you want to have some kind of events going on and you want to have people attending. So that's what we're going to talk about, definitely. And also welcome to Kathleen for being here. And as you might notice, those people were from Facebook and from YouTube today. Streaming every day on Monday at 8 p.m. Central European Time, 7 p.m. if you live in the UK, 2 p.m. Eastern coast of the US, and 11 a.m. on the western coast of the US. But if you're in Australia, then it's 6 a.m. in the morning on Tuesday, or 8 a.m. if you live on the in New Zealand, also on Tuesday morning. So that's basically the whole world. So they're under the fingertips on Facebook and on YouTube. Again, welcome, welcome, welcome. Today we're going to talk about the LiveU Solo, which is this product right here. We're going to talk very in depth about it. So are you ready to rock and roll, as we say over here? Okay, let's do this. And again, welcome to the show. Welcome to Tech Condo. Yes, we are going to talk about the LiveU Solo. Now, of course, this is really something that is related to the news about the outbreak of the COVID-19 virus, but also it's in more general terms. If you have an event and you want to be able to have multiple people attending, then that is definitely something that is possible. Of course, you can go live from your phone. That is definitely possible. However, it is still a phone. And if you want to go live from a professional camera, like for instance, this one that I have right here, then you might want to go into another option and have a very good quality video. So especially if you want to really have this kind of quality that you see right here, then you need to have a better camera. So now this can be done, of course, if you have a studio, but if you don't have a studio but you still want to go live, then this is a very nice product. It has been out for quite some time now, and I have been talking about it a few times already, but this is the LiveU Solo. It's a very small setup. It looks really like this. So there are only two buttons that you can barely see like this right there. So button down and a joystick right here on this area. Then on this side you'll see a Ethernet port, you see the power adapter, and you see a USB connection. On the other hand, on the other side, there's also a USB port, and here you'll see the HDMI connection. Now, apart from the HDMI connection, there's also a version that has both HDMI and SDI. SDI is, of course, for really professional cameras, but in this case, I here have the HDMI version. Now, this is a product that allows you to go live from different situations, and it will also help you to have a very good, reliable connectivity. How does it do it? Well, you can connect up to 4 different Ethernet or internet connections that can range from a dongle with a 4G network card like this one right here, which is empty, but it's just, to show. And also a Wi-Fi modem that is also possible, like for instance this one by Netgear. This one will also work quite nicely if it focuses, but it's too much of a hazard. And also this one will also work, this one that I have right here, which as you can see, hopefully there you go. So you can actually also use this kind of card right here. And there are a multitude of ways of doing that, but this one, for instance, I can connect, and I will connect this one. Oop. Of course, I'm talking about the modem at this moment, to one of these USB cards or connectors, and the other one can go right here. Now I can actually show it via this camera up here, so I'll show that in a minute. There you go. So here you see I have one connection, is this one, that is connected to this modem right here, and the other one is connected via this modem. You can actually have 2 of these side by side, and you can also put it in a nicer way, like for instance so that it's really good connected, like so. This is how it looks like from nearby, right there. Now, what's important to note is, again, that this is for a professional camera use, but it's also for reliable transport, and especially during events where you're not always in a area where you have Ethernet available, then that might be very, very handy so that you can go live. For instance, if you're in a church or have a house of worship, or you want to give a presentation, or you want to bring live music to a lot of people, but you're not allowed to be in an area where a lot of people are, well, then in this moment of time, this might help you to make it possible for you. This is not the only solution. Again, you also can go live via your phone. As a matter of fact, next week I will be talking about LiveU Smart, which is also a LiveU product. But however, this is more for if you have a LiveU server. It will also help you to go live if you are a reporter for a local radio or TV station. That's the reason why I'm bringing that as a separate option. But this is really for you and me, for the online creators. This is the way that you can do it. The product is about $1,000 or 1,000 euros. If you want to have the SDI version, it's about $1,500 or euros. You might want to verify, because occasionally LiveU does have some special sales, but this is still a very nice product. Now, how to switch it on? Let's do that too. So if you can see below, I always have to wait a little bit. You see a power on button right there, and let's switch it on. So it's loading. Now, this loading process will take you about 90 seconds to load. So I'm going to set it right here, and I will talk about a little bit more about that, about this in the meantime, because first and foremost, I want to really talk to you about being safe. Last Sunday, we went live for a church here in Venray, and we were told that there were not a lot of people there. Now, we were shocked to see that there were at least 30 people there. And in this moment in time, I don't know how it's in your country or in your area, but luckily for us here in the Netherlands, they just started to make it even more locked down, because as of today, it's not possible to go to have a group of people together. So they're not saying any minimum amount of people, but I can tell you, it's basically you're on your own if you're outside. Inside of the house or something, you can be up to 3 people. Of course, that is not including your own household. If you are with 5 or 6 people, then that's the case. But they're very, very careful, and I hope that you are also careful too. COVID-19 is no joke, guys. It's really, in the area that I am, I'm going to show you actually, just to give you a sense of urgency. I have to wait. I have to wait for 80 seconds anyway, so I'm going to use it. So what I'm going to show you now is well, let's try the English version, because yeah, there's also an English version. Let's go here. Yep, doof. There you go. So this is this is the healthcare, like this CDC, I think it's in the US. And this is the Netherlands, and they have found 4,750 incidents. Now, other than other countries, we are not testing enough, so that doesn't say beep to me. But what does say a beep to me is the amount of people that are dying. What does say a beep to me is where the real issue is. So let's give it a little bit more of a. So this is the Netherlands, just for you. This is where I live, and as you can see, this is the state of today. This is where I have my studio, Venray. That's where I am situated. I work. My day-to-day job is in Eindhoven, right there. So that's roughly it, and you can see that all the rats are right next to us. So this is all on a, let's say, 20 miles radius at maximum. So it's really, really bad in this area, and I cannot stress too much how important it is to stay safe, guys. Sorry to say it this way, but I think it's time to be a little bit more less relaxed than I'm used to. But then again, I'm happy to see my friends here online. I see Kathleen, like I said earlier on, she's here as well. I see Jason is here all the way from Canada. Welcome, Jason. Hope that you're doing fine. And Blanco Production, he says hello. And he is asking a question. How does LiveU compare with the Webcaster X2? I have no clue. But let's check. Webcaster X2. What is that? Okay, I'm checking it as we speak. So let's go this route. What is this? This is the Webcaster X2. It simply encodes to Facebook and YouTube and more. But it's encoding, it seems. Let me check. Connect HDMI and USB video. Reliable encoding for social media. Web. Okay. I know what this is. Okay, gotcha. All right. Okay. So, whoa. Wait a sec. I'm not paying attention. Okay. So, yes, what are the differences? Well, there are quite some differences here. I have to admit, the question was from Blanco, I think. Yep, Blanco Productions. Let me put your question up again. All right. So the change is that, yes, this is an encoder. This can also be used as an encoder, but it also bonds multiple 4G networks. So you can have 2 4G networks connected to the system via a cable, via a USB cable, but you can also hook it up to an Ethernet port right here. And you can also connect it to a Wi-Fi port. So you'll have up to 4 channels for a more what they call resilient signal. One 4G will help you to get some connectivity, but if you want to have 100% connectivity, and it's very important in these ages where you want to bring information across. Like for instance, the police department wants to bring information across. Your mayor wants to bring information across. Your church wants to do that, and they don't want to have the possibility that the connectivity is breaking, because nowadays, I'm not sure how it is in your area, your neck of the woods, but here in Europe, they're actually tweaking the amount of bandwidth that you can take a little bit for the most part. So it's not unheard of that the quality of your signal will go down a little bit, and having 4 signals go out, you will get a better signal. So that's definitely a different situation than you're used to. So that is the difference between the LiveU and the Webcaster X2. I don't know the product by itself. It does look a little bit the same as what is it called again? The VDU from Teradek. That's the one that I'm searching for. It looks a bit the same idea. Yes, says Kathleen, staying at home, continuing to connect online, definitely the case, and hope your dad is doing okay. He was actually on the home trainer earlier on. He was doing some cycling at home, which I was really proud of. So I'm a happy camper on that area. So okay. So let's talk a little bit further. So this is the product. It's switched on fully now, and it's ready to rock and roll. And it's connected to a website. Now let's go ahead and connect to that website. That is the Solo portal right here. All right. Okay. Now let's go that way. So, okay, so this is where you log on to your Solo. You say your name, your password. You say login. And this is the portal where you select where you want to go. So for instance, here you see your bandwidth. You see that you can use LRT. And if you are in the US, you can actually use Solo Connect, which is a possibility to also add additional SIM cards by LiveU. So it's a package, a bundle. So you have not only the LiveU itself, this product, but also additional SIM cards, 2 and 4, I believe it is. So that is a possibility as well. And LRT is actually the bonding of multiple 4G networks. Well, I'm saying it wrong. Multiple networks, which can be 2 times 4G, 1 time Wi-Fi, and 1 time, Ethernet. It is connected, and if I turn on, I can actually turn it on via the portal, but I can also turn it on the system itself by hitting the on-off button right here. I just wait for it to switch, but now there's no camera. That's true. That was a little bit stupid for me. So I'm gonna add a camera, which I have already put here. Waiting for it to start up. So now it should say it should have a connection. So now it has a camera, as you can see, and I can now click the off button right there, and I will go to this shot right here. It's connecting. And it will go live, and you'll see that it will actually tries to get more bandwidth, and it will go up and up and up, but it will take some time for it to go up. Now I'm only connecting 1 SIM card at this moment, and I'm not telling the server where to go. That's still something that I still need to fill in right here. So I can go to Restream, for instance, but I can also go to a new destination, and there's a plethora of different. Hey, I said that word one time correctly. Okay, I can go to a lot of different areas, to Boxcast, to YouTube, to Facebook, to Mixer, to VMix, to VMix, Vimeo, Twitch, SwitchPod, here, Crowdcast, Dcast, RTMP connections, you name it. There are so many different connections that you can go to. And one of them is also, for instance, Restream, that will allow you to also go live to a multitude of different areas. Now, of course, I cannot go live because I'm already going live to YouTube and to Facebook at this moment, and I cannot go live to the same channel for a multitude of times. So, but for now, I can actually show you that the bandwidth is actually increasing over time a little bit, as you can see there. So it's already at 5,294, which is quite okay. Of course, the more the merrier, and 10,000 is excellent. So if you have two of them and you can go all the way to excellent, then that is fine. Switching it off, turning two times this, we'll switch it off like so. If you want to switch the whole computer off or the whole system off, press and hold, wait for it to swipe all the way to the other side, and then it's switching down. That is the LiveU Solo. So use cases, important. If you have an event where you don't have internet and you do need to have a good internet, you can always go live with your phone, but this is a better solution. You can use a professional camera solution with professional audio. You can have a lavalier, for instance. You can have a remote, which I just put somewhere else, but I had a remote with a nice microphone, so that you can actually have a good conversation with your community. Be careful, guys. Really, it's important, and this product will help you to be careful. Time for some questions. Let's check if there are some questions. Whoa, there's quite a lot of questions. Webcaster X2 is based around using platform APIs like Facebook and YouTube. LiveU typically has cellular internet built in, where webcast, and then I cannot read it anymore. Oh yeah, there you go. Where the Webcaster X2 does not, if only has Ethernet or Wi-Fi. Yes. So it also depends, Rudy, what kind of application that you have, what kind of system that you have by LiveU. So this LiveU, this is the LiveU Solo, by the way. Again, $1,000. It does cost. There is a monthly cost involved as well. I seem to forget what that is at this moment. I think it's about $45. On top of my head, I might have to check that a little later stage. So there is a monthly fee involved. Now there are also other options, like if you want to really use multitude of these cameras, LiveUs. For instance, I do have these kind of LiveUs right here, but let's go like this. That one right there. But these are more for multi-camera productions, and also for big events. I'm reminding you, I also have an event company. Of course, that is totally died these months, but it will probably return. But at this moment, it's totally gone. It's the way it is. But that kind of product will help you with that. But that's totally different ball game, and it's also part of a bigger ecosystem. So it's not as easy as it might seem. Yes, it makes sense indeed. I guess that's why the webcaster only costs about $300. Yeah, that is definitely the case. So it's you're really comparing apples with oranges in this particular. So yes, it's encoding. Yes, this product is also encoding, but it also has the possibility for having those Ethernet ports as well. So yes, this was an impromptu area. Next time I want to talk to you about the LiveU LiveU Smart application. I'm going to show it very quickly, but I'm of course I'm going to talk about it very thoroughly very soon. But this is the product. So as you can see, it's quite a different area. It's much more professional if it comes to how it looks like. The audio meters, you have a multitude of bonding options. Again, you have the Wi-Fi option right there, and your SIM card. So you have two possibilities here, and you can go live. However, you do need a server for it to work. So this is a different ballgame. This is, by the way, a very nice product. If you have a LiveU server and you want, for instance, people to go live, that is a possibility right there for you. But that's something that we're going to talk about next week, even though, again, it's more for, well, I guess for if you're more of a local TV person, then that might be interesting. But at least you know that it exists. Thank you so much for watching. Really appreciate for being here and taking your time. Again, please be safe, and I hope that I see you in a good fashion in about a week. I will be going to do some Lego this coming week. I'm so fed up to hearing only the Corona news, and I'm getting a little bit into a negative vibe, to be honest. That's not the way that I am normally, but if you see people dying, suffering, that really hurts. And I know this virus will impact us all. So be safe. If there are loved ones that are having it, I hope that they will recover. And I'll see you next week. See you around. Bye bye. Take care.